craziest convict reactions to life sentences. Welcome to Courtroom Drama. Today, we're gonna take a look at the craziest reactions to life sentences. Number 10. Shondell Jackson. The accused and his friend were convicted of stalking and murdering a fellow university student when they were apparently hunting for victims. Shondell, throughout the court proceedings, shows no remorse. This is then reflected during his sentencing. When the judge hands him life without parole, Shondell has an outburst. He starts screaming and crying, requiring 3 officers to hold him down. Number 9. Diana Lovejoy. Our next spot goes to Diana Lovejoy, who tried to murder her ex-husband with the help of her current boyfriend. She was reportedly unhappy with the divorce settlements with her ex, where she had to pay him money for a share of the family house as well as have joint custody of her son. On the day of the final hearing, Diana ended up passing out. First, she leaned her head downwards towards the table as the judge was reading out the sentence before losing consciousness completely. She was escorted out for medical help. Number 8. Seth Felch and Tatiana Fusari. Felch and Fusari were a religious farming couple charged with the murder of their 10-month baby girl, Mary Welch. The medics had found the baby severely underweight and malnourished. As the counts are being read, both Felch and Fusari can be seen shaking their heads in disbelief. Felch's mouth drops open as their life sentence is announced, as if he can't believe their audacity to serve justice. Number 7. Esteban Carpio. Carpio was initially brought in for questioning with regard to being linked to the stabbing of a 75-year-old woman. While he was alone with one of the detectives in the questioning room, he managed to get his hands on the officer's gun and kills him with it. He later tried to escape through the 3rd-floor window. When he was brought into the courtroom, he had a mask on to prevent him from spitting and biting and looked beat up. This really troubled his family members, who later accused the officers of police brutality. 2 of his family members had a strong emotional reaction and had to be escorted outside.
Police brutality! He was mentally ill and he needed help and we couldn't get it. We tried and tried. And he didn't deserve this.
Number 6. Martise Fuller. Fuller was charged with killing his ex-girlfriend with a handgun and attempting to murder her mother, shooting her twice. Fuller shows little to no emotions through the trials, and this continued during his sentencing too. He seems unfazed by the fact that he has to spend his life behind bars. Number 5. Dexter Johnson. The 19-year-old was held responsible for the deaths of Maria Apariz and Huey Ngo. Johnson, with 4 other teens, carjacked the duo's car and forced them to go into a secluded location where he raped Maria before the other teen, killing both the victims. After he was sentenced to prison for life, Dexter got emotional and looked over at his family. But the next second, he bursts out in rage, flinging a chair across the room before the officers tackled him to the ground. Number 4. Jaleel Smith Riley. Smith Riley was handed a life sentence without parole for killing Portia Brooks and leaving her boyfriend brain dead in an attempt to rob them. As the judge announces his life sentence, Riley is seen having a full breakdown as he falls to the floor crying. Number 3. Glendaria Morris and LaShirley Morris. This woman was found guilty of killing a 3-year-old kid by excessive beating. This outburst came from LaShirley just because the kid, under Glendaria's guardianship, had stolen a cupcake. On being handed a life sentence for LaShirley Morris, both sisters had a meltdown in court. There was a lot of hysterics, screaming, and hyperventilating before LaShirley was escorted out. Number 2. Eric Pendland. Pendland was charged with child abuse against his 3-month-old son, where Eric shook him so violently that he was left permanently disabled, blind, and had a broken neck. As the judge gives him the life sentence for this horrific crime, Eric has an outburst, screaming profanities at the judge and maintaining that he has done nothing wrong. Number 1. Ricky Hand. We've already seen plenty of emotional and angry reactions to life sentences in the video so far, but what the 46-year-old Ricky Hand does is truly new and disgusting. Found guilty of multiple armed robberies, Ricky was awarded 4 years in prison, which is essentially close to a life sentence for him. Ricky first questions the judge in anger before fishing out a pill bottle from his arm sling. The bottles had nothing else but feces, which he tried flinging across the room to express his anger. With this, we've come to the end of today's video. If you liked the video, share it and subscribe to Courtroom Drama. Thanks for watching!